Thanks for having me here. So there's a lot of hype in the media about the advances of artificial intelligence today, which is a promising piece of technology that will disrupt our work and lives. But despite all these hype, the sad truth is that most of these innovations are locked up in research labs or protected by patents by large corporations. It will take some time before it reaches your hands and mine. So, a little background about myself. I founded a company in Singapore called SmartCow that builds hardware devices for the deployment of artificial intelligence. Whilst at SmartCow, we were working with companies like Cisco, shipyards in India, companies in Silicon Valley looking to build autonomous vehicles on our board, and also working alongside governmental agencies. So for this piece of technology that we designed and manufactured, I was also nominated for an award by MIT Technology Review Innovators Under 30. But I've since left SmartCow and working on a new company that focused primarily on AI vision analytics called NeuroBay. So in the next few minutes, I want to share with you how do you actually get started with implementing AI in your business and what are the key components to look out for. The beauty of artificial intelligence is that it can automate the decision-making process and thereby potentially helping your business achieve total process automation. Don't just think about how do you inject insights into existing practices, but really on how to automate the entire business process. So start by considering the operational decisions and actions that you take within the company, understanding which parts are driven by humans and which parts can be optimized, augmented, automated, or even reinvented. When I talk about automation, a common misinterpretation is that it is a system without any human intervention. Having humans in the loop may be a regulatory requirement or even one that's expected by the user or market. So even if full automation is possible, please keep in mind that human oversight may still be necessary. One of my clients is a world-leading airport, and they were looking for a security solution that monitor and respond to threat detections. And what was especially challenging was that they were expecting millions of visitors every month, and they had a large headcount of staff to manage. So with that context in mind, we're in the works of building a database that captures and tracks as much information as possible whilst you're in the airport. It's not just about recognizing who you are by facial recognition, but also who you're walking with. So for example, if I had been identified to have the Zika virus, all the people who I've come into contact with can be quickly contacted and isolated. So this is definitely going to be faster than having somebody manually look through all the CCTV feeds, and more operationally efficient than having to blindly put all 5 airport terminals on a lockdown along with its visitors and staff. And when a threat is being reported, it's often very descriptive, like, I saw a man in a baseball cap and a black leather jacket. So by labeling the photos and the video feeds with this information, the security staff can now search along these parameters to find that person. Baggage detection could ward off potential terrorist attacks. If someone is seen going into the toilet with a luggage bag but coming out without, well, now the software will be able to spot it automatically, and men on the ground can be deployed immediately to investigate. We are turning ordinary video feeds into something smart, where the computer can understand what is happening in each image frame captured. We are using AI to automate the decision-making and at the same time, preserving human judgment and intervention. I deal with a lot of clients, and it's funny how the most common misconception about AI is that people expect magic to happen as long as they have the latest piece of technology. Well, artificial intelligence is still in a largely malleable space, with techniques and findings being published every week. So while searching for a suitable solution for a problem that they had scoped out earlier, many companies often get carried away at this stage pursuing the newest findings. So if you over-engineer a solution, very often you'll find that there is a trade-off between higher accuracy in recognition and false positives in the output. So my advice would be to aim for the simplest solution that can solve the largest part of the job. A large security firm contacted me, and they had no idea what they wanted as long as they had something AI. So our half-an-hour meeting dragged on to 4.5 hours, and by the end of the day, they told me that they wanted to detect suspicious behavior and terrorists. But this is tough because do you have enough videos of suspicious behavior to use as training data? And how do you define the characteristics of a terrorist? Is it by skin color? Is it by clothing? Well, you need to clearly define justifiable performance objectives before jumping to any conclusion. So once you've established the performance objectives and the added business value that it contributes, the next step would be to capture relevant data to support your deep learning models. So the data collection can amount to be a large upfront financial investment, especially if you don't have the right hardware infrastructure for it. So for example, if you want to do vision analytics, well, you probably need better cameras if yours can only capture grainy, low-resolution images. After collecting the data, the next intuitive step, of course, would be to process it. Well, it is necessary to have the hardware and software to handle the volume, variety, and velocity of the data you're collecting. Well, I would highly recommend that you look into edge processing. I will be happy to take this topic off stage later. The third and final step that most tend to forget is that you need to manage the quality of output for errors and biases. So like all software, AI models will have errors, behave unexpectedly, and sometimes even change over time with new data. So don't lose sight of your performance objectives, and remember to build in fault tolerance as part of your solution integration. To quickly summarize, we have 3 key components to pay attention to when implementing an AI-driven solution, out of which the last 2 points is when you should start considering engaging with an AI company if you don't already have the in-house resources and talents to do so. So let's take a look at the various stages of deployment and how to engage with an AI company. This is a key responsibility of any AI company, to train a neural network for you to deploy in your business. This training usually happens in-house, and the deployment will be customized for your use case. Assuming that this is a 1080p or 4K resolution picture, imagine how time-consuming it would be if I ran my heavyweight text extraction program for the whole image. It would be quite challenging to do it in real-time processing, especially if you have a system of 50 to 100 cameras capturing images in real time, and sending frames at 60 frames per second. You probably wouldn't have the network bandwidth to do real-time processing anyway. So all I need is actually that small little box with the text there, crop it out and send it for pre-processing. So pre-processing remains as one of the essential steps in machine learning solutions. The stages of deployment are as such. We've spoken about steps 1 and 2, and now let's talk about the neural network model. The core asset of a software AI company is the neural network models that they have trained. With my trained model to recognize body postures, it could be used in the security industry to identify people with suspicious movements, or in the medical industry for rehabilitation, to identify my patient doing physiotherapy is doing his exercises correctly. But the most important thing is that each industry have different error tolerance levels, and the same solution can't be copied wholesale. It is important to customize the solution for each industry vertical. At NeuroBay, we work on consultancy projects with companies to develop tailored AI-driven solutions for their deployment scenarios, like just like some of the use cases I mentioned earlier. We'll be launching an online AI marketplace in January 2018 on top of the consultancy work that we do, and which takes into consideration the risk appetite for each industry. The NeuroBay marketplace is an online AI software platform for enterprises to search, purchase, and install intelligent video analytics solutions that are categorized by industry verticals. The Retail Analytics Suite by NeuroBay is a comprehensive collection of vision analytics tools that processes video feeds from your stores and aggregates analytics in near real time. We track the activity of people looking at your window display and find out which display attracts the most attention, and capture analytics of passerbys in front of your store to better optimize your advertising plan and budget. We use vision analytics to help with the KYC process to capture customer demographics on gender, age, height, volume of traffic, and monitor the customer's journey within the store to find out where do they spend the most time at. What's most interesting is that we use vision analytics to track product interest and bounce rates of individual items and all sections within the store. So we are bringing the offline to online, capturing what is happening on the ground and translating it into insightful data for your business. We assist with security personnel monitoring of CCTV feeds by detecting and highlighting unauthorized people in restricted areas after closing hours, and improve accountability efforts for logging patrol timings. Monitor attire of your employees to detect safety wear violations, detect obstructions and hazards in the workplace, and streamline vehicle access control flows and improving your throughput. Thank you very much. I am Annabelle Kwok from NeuroBay. I hope that I've given you a better understanding on how you can adopt artificial intelligence in your business, and that you can confidently move on from just reading and talking about AI to actually using this promising piece of technology to make the future of your business both smarter and better. Thank you.